Welcome to First and 10 with HS Live. I'm sports editor Nicholas Shuba. Again with me is Mike McGarry. Mike, what is it, week 4 now?
Week 4, week 5. It's hard to tell, but, someone told me the season was half over, and I guess we're almost officially fall now, so we are halfway through. It goes quick. Like I always say, it gets late early in high school football.
I swear we're going to make commercials on the back of it, and it's going to sell like bonkers. Let's start with kind of like the game a lot of people, when the season started, kind of circled on their calendars. Millville, St. Augustine. I feel like we've been building up to this game in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. St. Augustine, number 2 in our Elite 11, 3-1. They will travel to Wheaton Field in Millville to face number 3 Millville at 3-0. And both teams have the same problem, basically, and that's how are they going to slow down the offensive talent on the other team. Millville's got quarterback Nate Robbins, LeQuint Allen, who we last saw him. He was running for 300 yards and scoring 6 touchdowns against Shawnee. The freshman Lozier Brooks, outstanding wide receiver, and a host of other players. St. Augustine's going to counter with Trey McClure at quarterback, Kanye Udo at running back, Kenny Selby at wide receiver, Nazir Hill at wide receiver, Franklin Sims at fullback. There's a lot of offensive talent on the field Friday night in Millville.
And this is one of those games we always look forward to, the parochial power versus the really good public school team. And these two teams are really evenly matched.
Yeah, Millville kind of upset St. Augustine last year, 22-21. It was the first game that Millville won where you said, hey, this group maybe has something special in it. So St. Augustine will be looking for revenge from that game from last year. But it was a 1-point game last year, and I would expect another close one Friday night at Wheaton Field. One of the best places to watch high school football in all of New Jersey.
And you've seen them all, right?
Most of them.
You've covered the game probably on a roof somewhere in New Jersey, too. Another interesting story this weekend is Middle Township, 3-0 for the first time since 91, I think?
3-0 for the first time since 1991. I'm going to be doing my must-win column this week, which will be online Thursday, in the paper on Friday on Middle Township football. 3-0 for the first time since 1991. Nobody can really remember when they were 4-0. They haven't won a division since 1969. Some good things happening down at Middle Township. They will host Cumberland Regional 1-2 Friday night, and should be a big crowd at Middle. They opened with a win at home against Bridgeton, then they went on the road for 2 weeks. This is the first time they're back at home. So 3-0 for the Panthers. Brett Knabb doing a good job at quarterback. Michael Zarfati at wide receiver. David Julian at linebacker for the Panthers.
If you look at social media, they're a passionate fan base down there, and they are all wound up.
Yeah, they love their high school sports down there, and traditionally teams below Exit 10 have kind of struggled on the football level, but Middle this year off to the 3-0 start.
It's nice to be talking about a Cape May County team, not Ocean City.
Right.
City with that. What are games you keep an eye on Friday night?
Well, where we are here, behind us, the Cedar Creek High School football game. This game's on Saturday. It's a huge game, noon on Saturday, and as I said, they'll be hosting Woodrow Wilson, 2 Elite 11 teams meeting, and a little tip for you. When these teams play, a lot of points are usually put on the board, and the games seem to last forever. So pack a lunch, pack a dinner if you're coming here to Cedar Creek to watch the game. I think 3 years ago they played here. Woodrow Wilson won 59-37. Then in 2019, Cedar Creek won at Wilson on a last-second field goal. A lot of talent again on the football field. Devin Karchman at quarterback for Wilson. Here you got J.C. Landicini at quarterback, JoJo Bermudez at wide receiver. And let's not forget about the Cedar Creek defense, right? They haven't been scored upon this season. C.J. Resto and Elijah Usher, leading the defense there at linebacker. So the Cedar Creek defense will be tested Saturday.
How good is that Cedar Creek defense? I know the offense, because of the history here with the large offensive outputs they've always put on. It's been an offensive football team for a long time, let's be honest about that. And how good is the Cedar Creek defense?
Let's remember, I passed it on the walking in here, the 2019 Central Jersey Group 2 banner. That defense on that championship team was mostly sophomores. Well, they're seniors now, and they're proving it each and every week. So Cedar Creek, it's a big 2-week stretch for Cedar Creek. They've got Woodrow Wilson on Saturday and Holy Spirit next Friday night, and what'll be, probably our game of the week next week.
I call that foreshadowing in the business. Also, on Friday night, EHT and Absegami kind of hook up again. EHT's coming off another victory. They've looked really good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, EHT 2 in a row. They're looking for their first winning season since 2010. They're 2-2. They're getting good games, good performance out of Rondell Vaughn Jr. at running back. Xavier Bullock at wide receiver has made some big catches for them. So EHT going to look to keep that rolling against Absegami on Friday night in that game.
What other games are you looking forward to this week? If we're following from the home office.
Yeah, other big games you got to look at. St. Joe, they'll look to rebound from their loss last week to St. Augustine. They'll be traveling out to Eastern for another one of those parochial schools versus the big public school game. Holy Spirit travels to Pleasantville. Pleasantville, will definitely be an underdog in that game, but that's an interesting rivalry. Two schools about a mile apart. Mainland Regional travels up to Burlington Township. Mainland trying to recover from their loss to Ocean City 34-6 last Friday. That game will be played Saturday. Atlantic City gets back in action. They're 1-1. They'll be traveling to Paul VI on Saturday, so the Vikings looking to go to 2-1. And Ocean City will host Seneca on Friday night. Ocean City, I think they've outscored their opponents like 135-6. They're 4-0, number 4 in our Elite 11. Really getting some solid job right there by Sean Mazzatelli, filling in at running back for the injured Jacob Wilson. So a lot of good action this week, a lot of division games in the West Jersey Football League.
Getting back to Ocean City, you surprised about how good they've been this year so far, considering what they've lost over the last couple of years?
Not so much so, because, when I talked to the coach at the beginning of the season, I said, hey, maybe this will be a little bit of a rebuilding season for the Red Raiders, but then I found out this senior class, kind of overshadowed by the Joe Rapetti class of last year that graduated, but this senior class has a lot of talent. They were undefeated as freshmen, and again, a nice core. Mike Gray, defensive end, big kid, 6'4". He was a one-man wrecking crew against Mainland last week in the backfield on almost every play. He's one of the better defensive players I've seen so far this season. So we don't know their names maybe just yet, but that's a talented group over at Ocean City.
And they keep producing good teams over
right,
the couple of years,
and
that's a culture thing too over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so you'll be in Millville on Friday night. You'll be at Paul
VI on Saturday. That is correct.
Racking up the frequent flyer miles. How many miles have we done?
A lot of driving, and we'll have Pat, the mailman Mulran, here at Cedar Creek for Wilson and Cedar Creek.
So, for Mike McGarry, I'm Nicholas Shuba. Follow all the action at PressOfAC.com.